When I start shooting, all y'all gonna clear out.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about some things that's happening inside of the world of the FGC and a little bit of Tekken. Now, as for controversy that has struck in the FGC, it comes from this company here, Games Done Quick. They put out this tweet that you think players would normally celebrate, but that is not the case. To read it, it says, "We canceled our sponsored stream with SNK. We heard the concerns from our community regarding this partnership, specifically from the company's majority ownership by Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund and a human rights concern tied to the Saudi government." Now, there's a couple more tweets that goes a little bit more in detail, but this one here has 2.2 million views. It has 13,000 likes, but this has created a storm of controversy. So many people are calling hypocrisy. Now, the reason why is because, and I don't know the full details, but allegedly Saudi did something that people don't like. And you have this thing where people get upset at other people for associating with them, for supporting them. But it kind of doesn't make sense, because when you step back and look at everything that the Saudi Public Investment Fund is funding, it's a lot of things. 1, Harada's development studio. 2, Evo. 3, so many other different things. Like, at this point, Evo is going to be investing into the local scenes of all fighting games. So with that being the case, if you really wanted to die on this hill of like, I don't support Saudi, you would then have to not participate in fighting games pretty much at all, because the Tekken World Tour is also now connected with Evo. And if the plot continues to develop the way that we think it will, pretty much all the fighting games will be connected. But then that's not it. The Saudi Investment Fund is moving into a lot of different sectors. I know specifically they're in the world of, I believe, boxing. They're doing some stuff with Mr. Beast. They are doing the EWC, Esports World Cup, Esports Nation Cup. These guys are really moving mountains. They have the money to do so. Now, before we dive deeper into this, 1, subscribe to the channel. 2, let's read some more tweets. Games Done Quick goes on to say, "We will not accept the funds from this sponsorship or continue to work with this sponsor again. GDQ is committed to supporting human rights and inclusivity, and we recognize that this partnership conflicted with those values. We failed to conduct the level of review our community should expect from us, and that was an oversight we deeply regret and take full responsibility for. We especially want to apologize to the runners and hosts of our stream, who had nothing to do with this decision and whose runs was disrupted as a result of this. This isn't a reflection on them, and we are grateful for their understanding. Going forward, we will review and strengthen our process for evaluating future sponsors and partners, including closer examination of company ownership to make sure they align with our values." Now, the backlash on this was swift. It came from many different directions, and as time went on, the noise only got louder. You had some of the biggest accounts on Twitter pick up on this news. You even had game developers like Dell report on the situation, saying, "When you learn how every major publicly traded studio has a percentage Saudi ownership, you will have to find a new hobby outside of video games." Someone else says, "You blank," I don't know what that is, "were never the target audience. Saudi hands in almost every corporation. Good luck with this performative nonsense." Someone else says, "I don't think you have the target audience for King of Fighters, bro." Someone else says, "By this logic, better cancel all your sponsorships. It's over, bro. They have all the money, and they spent the past like 6 or 7 years investing that money into everything. How do you think they got SNK? How do you think they got Evo?" Honestly, when you're dealing with mega corporations who own all the world capital, of course, there's going to be a lot of bad things done that we may not personally agree with, but you still have to operate within these confines. The cell phones and devices we use are made in places we would not want to be ourselves. The clothes that we're wearing on our backs right now is made in places that we would not want to be ourselves. Everything is made in some dark place if you really look through the history, whether it be food, whether it be products, whether it be video games. And this type of like pointing out one specific thing and saying, ew, they have their hands on that, we don't want any part of it, it just comes off as kind of stupid, because like even saying that on social media, making this post to Twitter is kind of hypocritical in and of itself. Because I mean, if you think about who owns Twitter and then what does Twitter also like is under the same umbrella of, Tesla, Starlink, what kind of damage does electric vehicles cause? It's a whole thing, right? And players are kind of sick of it. People were kind of sick of it. It's the reason why people were saying words like performative, because like you just target one specific thing, not knowing that all of it is connected. Have you guys ever seen one of those charts where it's like here's how everything is connected to Disney, and it's like so many different properties and so many different IPs, and then some way somehow it connects back to Disney. And that's really how it is with mega giants like Saudi, Tencent, so many corporations, Google, like they just have their hands in everything, and that's why they are mega giants. You don't get that way by having one product and then that product. No, you have one product and then you get another one, and then you get another one, and then you invest in other ones. We see right now on the timeline that there is Paramount and Warner Bros. Who are trying to merge with one another. That would be like one of the biggest monopolies in entertainment history. Some states of America are trying to basically break it up, and as a result, Warner Bros. And Paramount are threatening to pull out of those states. Those states, they're trying to fight back. They're saying, you're trying to stop our mega merger, well, we won't do business in your state. And this is the kind of like issue here. It's like these corporations are big enough and are powerful enough to fight back against governments in a type of way, and they try to put pressure on them, and they also try to grease pockets to get what they want done. How do you think they got this big in the first place? So being on Twitter and arguing with people, and being on Twitter and lecturing people, or just lecturing people anyways, like I see people doing it in the comment section on YouTube, I see it all over the place. This kind of like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, like poking your finger in the chest of another individual human being, it's not going to do anything, bro. It just gives you some type of like moral high ground. And really, I think it only serves to divide us. The real way that we make a change is strong together, right? Together, ape strong. You know, you could break one stick, but grab 10 of them, it's going to be much harder. And a lot of these things are put into the algorithm to just separate the people. One of the oldest tactics of humankind is divide and conquer. And they put a lot of stupid stuff out there in the world to divide people, to separate people, to basically distract you. And you have to be able to see through that, and you have to be able to just pursue what you want in life. To read the news article on Twitter, it says, Games Done Quick cancels SNK sponsorship over Saudi ties. The cancellation happened late Saturday during the Games Done Quick 2026 post-event program in Minneapolis, after the charity marathon raised funds for Doctors Without Borders from July 5th to the 12th. Organizers apologized for not vetting SNK's near total ownership of SNK Foundation linked to the Public Investment Fund. While some praised the stand for inclusivity in GDQ's LGBTQ plus friendly community, critics called it performative given the PIF's minority stake in giants like Nintendo, Capcom, and EA. Honestly, bro, this corporation might have screwed themselves in the long run, taking a strong stand against Saudi and trying to blast them on Twitter. Now they're going to probably blacklist you, right? And seeing that they have investments into so many different things, you may find it difficult to get a sponsor. We know corporations can be petty like that. But then also on the flip side of this, I will say that if you don't like something like a corporation or like Twitter or something, let's talk about Twitter, right? That's kind of like a personal one for me. If you can make some money there, or if you can grow your brand there, use that leverage and do something nice like they were. They had a sponsor with SNK and they were planning to use that money for a good cause. But instead of doing that and helping out good people like they planned to, they said, nope, we're not going to do none of this. And they shut the whole thing down, giving out apologies, telling the runners to go away, telling the host to go away. It just didn't have to be like this. I am interested to see what the comments on this video will say, because usually when I make videos about this, about people getting canceled, things getting canceled, you know, performative, backlash, this and that, the comment section could be very spicy. Some people will agree, some people will disagree, some people, it's a very hot topic. And this is why you kind of should just stay out of it and just stay away from it. Just do the best that you can. Focus on the things that you like, ignore the things that you hate. Use what type of privilege or power or money or profits you get to just help others. This is really what I try to do. I don't be trying to lecture people. I don't be trying to act like I'm better than people. I just be trying to do the best that I can, because we're all human at the end of the day, and no one is better than no one. And these corporations will even outlast the people who are currently in charge of them. And the only ways we can try to keep them in check is by putting pressure on governments, putting pressure on politicians, and then maybe the laws will change.